Hi, how's everyone? Welcome. Thanks for coming back. Hello, if you're new, welcome. I'm glad you found me. I swear, I stutter badly. I sing even worse. But if you can vibe with a hot mess, you found the right channel. We're doing the 4-4 portal read today. Excuse me. 4 represents stability, so putting down roots, like in the Four of Wands, or protecting your resources, like in the Four of Pentacles, grounding yourself, finding sanctuary and rest, as with the Four of Swords, and also examining your current situation for apathy, boredom, or stagnation, like in the Four of Cups. This portal opens a passage for us to explore those things. Did we set roots in stable, reliable ground? Are we being responsible with our prosperity? Are we being responsible with ourselves, our mental, physical, and emotional health? Or are we allowing ourselves to remain in unfulfilling circumstances because we are afraid of or apathetic to productive movement or proactive movement? The Four of Cups always has the feeling of what do I have left? I mean, it's fine, but is it fine? You know what I mean? So the way I did this is the same with the moon readings, where I went to the first light deck and I pulled the portal card, and then I pulled the card before it and the card after it. It's what we're bringing through the portal and what we're going to meet on the other side. So the first card we have here is the Lovers. This is about changing up relationships here. And on the other side, we've got the card called Vibration. Now, this is the golden rule. Not only is it the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated, but it is make sure you're treating yourself the way you want others to treat you, right? Okay. This has the energy of that Venus retrograde, because when Venus is direct, it's showing us how we love others, what we invest in others, the mental energy we put into cultivating relationships with other people. But a lot of times when Venus is in that Libra energy, she is very she is kind of self-sacrificing. It's like you think that the more you put into somebody else, the more you're going to get back. The more you feed something, the better it's going to grow, the more effort you put. And that's not always the case with people. And it's interesting that the vibration card came out, because the golden rule is saying not only do you want to treat others the way you want to be treated, but you want to make sure that they are treating you the way that you treat them. Okay, Venus retrograde to me is leaning more on her Taurus energy, because Venus does rule Taurus and Libra, the goddess of love and beauty. Taurus is very uh I love that they're stable and stubborn, because you're not going to mistreat a Taurus. Okay? Um And when Venus, if you think about Venus retrograde, think of the goddess of love and beauty with her mirror. Of course, she has a mirror. She's the embodiment of everything that's gorgeous, right? And yes, Venus ruled signs can be kind of vain sometimes. And, all power to them. When she's in Libra, the mirror is facing outward, because it reflects what the other person is giving, right? But when she's in retrograde, I like to think that she's pulled back into her Taurus energy, and that mirror is turned on her inward. She's looking at herself now. Venus retrograde is looking at herself, and she's looking at herself going, am I being treated like the goddess that I am? I put so much into this. Am I getting it back? Am I being, what's the word? When you drain something, right? overused. Maybe she's did I invested so much in these other people, but what have I invested back into myself? You can't feed a well from a dry spring. So there may be some energy here of turning the golden rule um, into something that you can use in order to um, renew yourself. Okay? I love this energy. So I did a pre-shuffle, and for the Lovers card, we've got the Queen of Wands, but on the back side. So this is somebody who's dynamic and hang on a second. Magnetic, warm, charming, outwardly dynamic. Outwardly dynamic. Okay, so that's the front side. But we got dealt her back side. She's showing her ass here. This is the back of her throne. It looks like it's old and gnarled, and in a way that reflects the effort and time that she has put into being this fiery queen, right? So on the back side here, it says, time to feed the inner fire, okay, and conserve your energy. Wow, that's amazing. So that's falling on the Lovers. There's a queen here who needs to conserve some of her energy. She's been giving a little too much. You think of a fire, think of a wisp, think of a campfire, or anything like that when the fuel is low. Okay, her energy is low. So this may be a queen who has put so much into this Lovers union that she's a little bit drained now. And there could be some, I don't want to say guilt, but like kind of beating herself up a little bit about having to pull back because, I mean, those fiery queens, the Aries, Leo, and the Sagittarius, they are definitely boss energy, right? And they're the doers. I can do it. I can handle it. Give it to me. I can set the, you know what I mean? They're dynamic. They got the energy to do it. But I mean, everybody needs a rest sometimes. Everybody needs to put some energy into themselves, invest in their own healing, invest in their own interests, invest in their own rest and rejuvenation. Especially with that Venus retrograde energy, the goddess of love and beauty. She needs her beauty sleep. She needs her beauty regimen. She needs that routine, that self investment in order to stay at her best. Okay, now this is being reflected in this Queen of Wands. On top of that, we got the Death card. Something has to end. This is an unavoidable ending, but it also allows room for new growth. The thing with the Death card, everybody seems to get this little twinge of fear in the Death card because it often represents a change that we don't control. And it's it's Scorpio energy, so this could be, Death is Scorpio energy. Yeah. So this could have somebody with Scorpio energy. Excuse me. It's liberation, okay? Some situation that has been toxic, or it's run its course, or it's not serving you anymore, um, or it's just maybe just come to the end, okay? Not everything that dies has to be that toxic energy. It's just run its course. Somebody maybe has gotten all that they can out of this arrangement, and now it's got to change. And I think that falling on that Queen of Wands, she may be making that decisive action to change something or to end something. All these people have their back turns except Death. We've got the Queen of Wands with her back turn. And then we have this Knight of Cups, Scorpio energy again, with his back turn. So if we look at it this way, we've got the Queen who's turned her back. We've got Death coming through, who's changing the situation. And then we've got this Knight who's turned his back and is leaving. So the Knight of Cups is somebody who's devoted and idealistic and diplomatic and charming and romantic. Those, those water signs, they can be charmers and romantics, but this is also somebody who listens to his heart. So if he has to leave this situation, it's because he's heading in the he's heeding his heart's call to a more noble goal. Okay, this is a quest. I'm searching for something else. Excuse me. I am searching for something else. Something has ended either by um, just by chance or by this queen coming into her energy and ending it or changing it and saying, I'm headed off to find something that is emotionally fulfilling. So let's go to vibration. Let's see vibration. This is not scattering your energy. Remember that golden rule. You can't expect to get back what you don't put in. That's the key, though. Make sure you're getting back what you put in, even if it's from yourself, okay? From yourself, for yourself, to yourself. It's interact compassionately, vibe high, and function in positive action, even if it's for yourself. So, oh, yep, tower. I knew it. Okay, so give me a little bit more. Thank you, Hanged. This is the backside of the tower energy. See, that's because it was empty. I told you. Empty ruins hold nothing. Hold nothing. What is that word? For you. Yeah, you're free. You're free to move on. See, this is the front side of the tower. Kablam, right out of the blue. Two people falling out. Everything's on fire. But you see the dove of peace there? Peace is on its way. This also is liberation. Everybody freaks out when they see the devil in the tower because it's, oh, destruction. Oh my God, what's ending? I can't control it. No, you're not. You know why? Because by the time it gets to the major arcana energy, by the time it gets to the point where the divine has to step in, you've probably had a lot of opportunities to change or end something for yourself, but you just couldn't or you didn't. So now the divine steps in and sends that lightning bolt. Bam, gotta end it. But here's the dove of peace, okay? And the all-seeing eye. And then on the backside, which is what we drew, it's showing you dawn is approaching. There's a new day. It was destroyed because it was empty in the first place. Okay? The sphinxes are on each side, which means that you have passed a portal, a gateway. Then we have the Hanged Man. Illusion shattered. Now what do you see? Please clarify the Hanged Man. That's the backside of the Hanged Man. And we've got lots of backsides coming out. That's the inner self. This is the Seven of Wands. This is fighting your high ground. But it's with the backside. You've got, this came out in the pre-shuffle. Defeat teaches us equally as equally as victory. Okay? Defeat teaches equally. So that comes after the tower. It says revisit your strategy and improve your revisit your strategy and improve it. See? And be humble. Awesome. So let's see what the portal has to say here on the in-between. I kind of want to get a little bit more here. Too many. So that final card with the vibration, Nine of Wands just popped out. Vibration is that golden rule, okay? Don't scatter your energy. Then you got hit with the tower or you created a tower. Something had to end. It was empty to begin with, and then you enter into this Pisces Hangman energy. Hangman goes in willingly, okay? He's just kind of in a pause energy just to gain some perspective. What was I talking about earlier about healing? So on the front side, it talks about important soul work and surrendering to the situation so that you can center yourself, okay? On the backside, it's talking about Now you've seen the illusion that has been shattered. There's a snake here, and snakes shed their skin and change, um, because they grow. So whatever this is, whatever this tower is that happens, it's going to lead to a little bit of growth, a little bit of self-forgiveness, because I feel like there may be some guilt here somewhere about allowing it to get that far. Um, and then there's yeah, and then the tower is the shattering of that structure. And then you had the hangman reverse, which is this illusion being shattered. And then you have the seven of wands on the backside. And he's like, who's overlooking this battlefield of just shields and helmets. There's nobody there, but there's all these wands on the ground. This is defeat, but it's one that you can learn from. It's not devastating. There's no blood here. There's no suffering. I mean, there maybe was suffering when it was fighting, but it's not a devastation here. This is just a disappointment. Like, damn, I really had to fight through this, and now look at what I got. And what you have is the ability to restructure and revisit a strategy. Okay. So I feel like this is going to be a lot more productive on the other side of this. We do have the of nine of wands. See, the testing period is over. The war is over. You have set boundaries, and you're figuring out, was it worth it? And it is, because now you're in an energy of renewal. Okay, you've been depleted by the struggle, but it's time to feel human again. See that? I love this. Time to feel human again. This relationship might have been extremely draining. Ooh, no, no, don't fall, don't fall. Okay, can we get some clarity on the nine of wands for the portal card, please? That's too many. Too many, too many. Okay, okay. Who this? Is this the moon? Oh, temperance. The star. I'm sorry, the star. Oh, yeah, rebirth, renewal. Renewal after the tower. Look at that. And we just had the tower here. 15, 16, and 17. So we had the tower. We had the hanged man. We had looking over our strategy. We feel a little bit humbled. We feel like there was a burden lifted, but it leaves a little bit of a hollow kind of feeling, right? But here we have the nine of wands, depleted by the struggle, but in a very good energy of setting boundaries for your renewal. I love it. And then here's the star. It says rebirth after the tower. This is redirection and hope and healing. I love it. So with the star card being redirection, it represents the North Star, right? Oh, look at that. I love it. It represents the North Star, the direction that our soul's journey is taking us. We can be deviated from that very easily. Humans are very easily distracted by shiny objects or dangly things. Okay, so that may be what had happened here. But the star represents Aquarius energy. This could be going towards an Aquarius. This could be maybe an Aquarius in the mix in the future. This may be Aquarius energy in the collective here, working through this. What else do we have? We got Pisces. We've got Scorpio. A couple Scorpios. We've got Sagittarius. Yeah. Aquarius. I love it. But look at what we have. I mean, we've got the renewal, we've got the star, which is redirection, and what's the final card but the Six of Wands? Great success and victory. Look at that. It's praise and recognition, well-being. You're being seen, you're being encouraged. I love that. That's what we have to look forward to after this, through this portal. So, I mean, we're coming through really examining that relationship, okay? So on the other side of it, we're going to be really I feel like I heard reciprocating. We're going to be reciprocating a little bit more of the energy that people have put into us. If they wanted to make this relationship, whatever kind of relationship is, could be family, could be friends, could be work relationship. With Libra energy, it's one-on-one. Okay? Hmm. I like it because even though we're coming through a little bit tired, it's like there's been a struggle. There may have been a fight. I feel like there was a battle. People coming through a battle here, but there's victory right here in the middle. The last card on the other side. After all of that, Tower hits. We reflect. Mm-hmm. We realign our strategy. That seems very important to me. This Knight of Cups here, which is heeding the heart's call to something better. Love it. Ooh, kitty. And then success at the end. I love it. So let's go to the Ancestor Oracle messages. I hope this is resonating. I hope the messages are reading you for your highest good. If you are vibing with my content, please take a moment to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, share my video. It helps get the content seen. In the description, you'll find my email and donation links. I'm open for personal readings and birth chart inquiries. And for any small donation, I would love to do a 3-card spread for you personally as a thank you. Email, Venmo, and Cash App in the description. I appreciate any and all feedback, signal boost, donation, whatever. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. So let's get a couple Ancestor Oracle messages for the collective for the portal. 4-4 portal. This will be about a month leading into the 5-5 portal. No, that's too many. Stop yelling at me. Also, one moon cycle. So what are we at? We're in the waxing crescent. So waxing crescent energy. Oh, look, She-Wolf came out again. Same as last night. Waxing crescent energy is planting new seeds. No, cultivating. Hang on. Let me think. Planting the seeds and then letting it germinate. Okay. There's not really much to do right now. If you think of it as like the seasons, so the disseminating moon, which is right before the new moon, is energy where you're putting seeds out, you're putting intentions out, you're kind of putting feelers out for new growth, new things that you can start after the new moon, because you don't do any manifestation work during the new moon. The dark moon is for rest. And then the waxing crescent moon coming into the first quarter, it's almost like those last weeks of winter where it's not snow. We're past the freeze, but it's not spring yet, but movement is happening underground, right? So this moon energy right now is the idea that things that were put in motion a few weeks ago or whatever cycle ago, that you put them in motion, are starting to show signs of life, but you don't see anything coming up yet. And so that can be kind of a frustrating time. That's why they're telling us to like sit back and just concentrate on yourself while things are moving under the surface, okay? So one more, please. One more. Thank you. Oh, Lord. This is take charge with authority. They wanted me to say something about the she-wolf yesterday, and I forgot. So, is that the cooperative energy? The wolf and the raven? Hang on. I talked about the rewilding. Oh, okay. They wanted me to say with yesterday's she-wolf, I want to say it now, is when you put out a call, when you keen or when you howl, for wolves, it's a way to communicate with their pack, whether they know where they are or they're lost and they need to call out so that other wolves can find them. So I want to emphasize that with this she-wolf energy, unleashing the wild within, that's definitely going to that Queen of Wands energy. Your voice, use your voice. Um, Send out whatever kind of call or howl, whatever that you can think of, because when your voice is amplified and you allow it to be loud, the others will find you. Your others will find you. Your tribe will find you. Your people will find you. Your community will find you. Coming through this portal, you may be shedding an old relationship or relationships that may have not been fulfilling. Sometimes when that happens, we lose friends that were part of the relationship or that we knew before that, and it can be a lonely feeling on the other side. You're trying to rebuild that sense of community. In order to do that, you've got to use your voice. Okay? I hope that came out right. Wolves call out to each other. Even lost wolves can find their pack if they call. Okay? So let's read what else this says. She-wolf. It says, let your wild side up and out. Unleash your talents and your desires. Desires. Oh, hot. That's that Queen of Wands. Maybe this, sometimes my guides can be raunchy. It depends on which one's talking. But one of them came forward and said that this Knight of Cups was a real wet blanket on this Queen. The Queen of Wands is a fiery energy, so there may have been a relationship here with some wet blanket Knight of Cups who was kind of a stick in the mud and that put out her fire a little bit. Okay, I'm sorry, I digress. It says you're being rewilded at this time, guided to reconnect with your rebellious heart, the part of you that likes to break boundaries and go beyond them completely. If you've been holding back on your hopes and your dreams, you're being encouraged to chase after them now. Let the wolf energy within you track down what direction you want to go in. Remember, we did get the star. That is a change of direction. Okay? That is a realignment of your direction. So, let the wolf energy within help you track down what direction you want to go in. And don't let any traps or hunters get in the way of your freedom or your growth. Maybe that's what that wet blanket Knight of Cups was doing. It says, the life you want is here on the other side of that portal. Now, it does say, don't get trapped with a hunter. And here, what do we have here but the Lord? This is Aries energy. Could be the Emperor energy here. We've got rams on the shield. We've got stag antlers and an ankh on a staff. So that's the symbolizing life. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we've got a distraction coming our way. It says take charge with authority. Can you see that? That's pretty good. This is don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. What did I say? Use your voice. It says be strong. Sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. Yep. What was I saying about oh, I'm giving so much, but am I being recognized for what I've been giving? Am I being recognized? Am I being appreciated? Am I being fair to myself? Hey, no. Sorry. Uh if you feel if you feel that your kindness or your gifts are being taken for granted, it's time to change that. There isn't no excuse for don't you dare. Don't you dare. Sorry if she jumps up here, the table's gonna jiggle. I apologize. There's no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground and speak your mind in a fiercely loving way. You have the energy and might. Hi. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth. And it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in. You're being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. Okay, that Queen of Wands energy. Hi. This card also brings the energy of ambition and can show that you have the potential to move upwards on a professional level, but only if you act with authority and show who you really are. See? Take charge, baby. That's what that's what we're going towards in this portal. We're shedding something, tower energy and death, that was trying to drown. Hi. That was trying to limit you. Okay? Hi. So now we're gonna get the final um, advice. If this cat can give me some room. Hi, baby. You pretty. Mhm. All right. Let's see what we got. You gonna help me? Yeah. You're not helping. Let's see what we got. The final advice or insight. Okay, healing. We've got Archangel Gabriel. God heals. Healing of mind, body, and soul. Compassion, creativity, healing from addictions. That could be codependency. It could be negative self-talk. It could be a lot of things. It could be medical addiction to medicating, self-medicating addictions. But this is a green light. Go ahead, ask for healing, ask for assistance. This is an opportunity to heal inside and out. Excuse me. Let's see what else we get. Any more for the collective, please, for the portal read? Okay, one of my new cards fell out. That's encouraging. Anything else, please? Anything for the collective? Little insights. Oh, okay. The Raven. Look at that. I did want to mention that. Okay, they're wanting me to mention it. Oh, another one of my new ones came out. Red flag. Uh-oh, pay attention to the red flags. Even if they're you. Come on, be honest. We all have red flags. Okay, I'll take that one and that one. And that one and that one. Okay, I think that's good. So, let's see. What was the second one to drop? Okay, one of my new cards came out. This is bamboo. So there is growth here, okay? It's resilience and strength, flexibility, longevity, good luck, prosperity, and enlightenment. Okay, so that's the energy that is coming through. We then dropped the raven. What I wanted to say about the raven, two things. Is here we've got the she-wolf. One aspect of wolves is that they do have a cooperative relationship with ravens. Okay, crow energy, the corvids. Ravens are carrion birds. They do eat dead things. So the way it works is, can you not wiggle with your butt? Thank you. Sorry. In one of my other decks, the Nine of Pentacles is the wolf. Okay, and the Nine of Pentacles is having abundance, self-made abundance. Okay, But on the card is also a raven because the two cooperate. So there could be an energy here when you let up that call, when you put out your voice, when you allow yourself to come into that renewed energy again, that you'll find a cooperative person in the future. This could be going towards like a new love affair and or love possibility that is going to help you in your abundance somehow, because that's how ravens work. They can fly high, so they can find prey, they can find weakened prey, they can find freshly killed or freshly died, freshly killed or freshly dead, and then they call right, and then the wolves hear them and they go to where they are and they find the kill. This is beneficial for both because not only do the wolves get to eat, but the crows can't tear the carcass apart as well as the wolves can. So when the wolf comes to the dead animal and they rip everything apart, then there is abundance for everyone. Okay, but it's through that cooperation. So they're telling me with this raven energy. Oh, I should have been showing the card. I'm sorry. They're telling me with this raven energy that there is a cooperative wolf. Okay, maybe you're the wolf and you got to watch for your raven. Raven, watch the signs and synchronicities. In this card, so also blackbirds, ravens, corvids, crows, things like that. They love trinkets. They love shiny things. Where I talk about being distracted by shiny objects. But this raven is holding a pocket, a watch, a timepiece on a ribbon, and it says 1111. That's another portal, but it also represents a soulmate. So watch the signs and synchronicities because this cooperative energy coming in order to build abundance with you could be a soulmate. So watch for the signs. But then we have pay attention to red flags. Make sure that's not you. We also dropped the whip card. Conflict, fighting, arguing, discussion. This goes along with that wands in reverse there. When the Seven of Wands is fighting your corner, being on the high ground, trying to defend your victory. We did have the victory card here. But on the reverse, it's kind of like it was a futile thing um, to defend. Maybe not futile. Hang on. I'm trying to figure out what this is, what this symbolizes here. Ma'am, can you stop? Sorry. I think it means it's after the conflict. Okay, so there was conflict here. Discussion and scolding, aggression, abuse, and maybe harsh words. Okay, that's the whip energy. Maybe that's what you're leaving, red flags and conflicts, right? Okay, then we have growth, but we do have this call here. We've got, this doesn't fall out very often. We've got the horse head mask. It's giving yourself permission to have some fun. Okay, because, oh, okay, we've got the hermit energy. One of my newer cards fell out. We've got moth. This is solitude, introspection. That goes along with that hanged man energy. The hanged man represents Pisces. The hermit represents Virgo. They're opposites on the wheel. Okay, this is introspection and reflection for different reasons. So the hermit is going inward and looking for your own inner guide, mentoring yourself, or maybe the person coming, maybe there's an energy coming towards you that is going to guide you through something. Okay, somebody that has experienced this before. Could be, and it could be in any area of life. Could be romantic. It could be in career. It could be in how we express ourselves, right? It's solitude, introspection, withdrawal, getting in touch with the higher self, and looking for inner guidance. Okay, but again, the hermit does represent a mentor. Think Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan in the desert. That was the hermit symbol. That was the hermit archetype. Hermits don't go looking for students. The student comes to them. Okay, so on this new path, while you're in movement, you may be moving towards the idea of a mentor coming in to help you within this next cycle. Okay, because we also have one, oh wait, let's see, the red string. So I wanted to mention on the raven here, there's different symbols in my decks that all kind of point to the same thing. We've got the red string here. The red string does symbolize the string that ties twin flame hearts together. So we did get this 1111 here in the Raven card linked to the Wolf card, talking about a soulmate that may be in the mix here. But you got to watch for the signs and synchronicities about that. This red string of fate is saying that it is a high level soulmate, maybe twin flame relationship, but you're not going to get there if you stay in that pre death card energy. If you don't let something end and move on to make this new cycle your quest in order to find a better relationship with the within. I'm sorry, see, I told you I stutter. I get ahead of myself a little bit. If I also heard, don't bring baggage with you. Because once death comes through and you start something new, you cannot come with the dead detritus of the cycle before. Okay? So we've got the red string of fate, fated love, twin flame connected souls, soulmates, divine bonds. This one is unbreakable. Believe me, I've tried. You can't do it. And then on the other side of it, we are in a new cycle. So we've got 111 new beginnings, self expression. Get your bearings in this new cycle. That's what I have for the 4-4 portal. I hope that resonated, you guys. We've got a collective read coming up. And I think, what do I have next? Did I just do Cancer? Let me see. What do we got next here? Oh, and all signs collective. Leo placements, and then I might start doing some short morning readings for like daily energy. So until I see you again in the next one, okay, thanks, bye.